Good evening time, everybody. We are back live again. Sorry, it's been a while. I've been trying my best to get, everything out, and I've been more concerned about just doing repairs than I have videos. So, speaking of which, I've got like 3 or 4 of them that are ready to go out. A couple of the customers have been contacted, but we're just waiting to hear back to get that stuff out. I have a ton of stuff sitting behind me that, like I said, we've already got taken care of and ready to go. Hello, Bruce. Hope everything's going good on your end. Yeah, everything's doing good on my end. Oh, alrighty. So, built one of my buddies, walkie-talkie, here in Indiana. I built this for him last year, and well, he managed to pop some transistors in it. We do know that, so we're just gonna kind of go through here. I'm gonna start taking some of it apart, and then we'll put it in. Put the parts that are gonna be able to go back in. We'll put them in a baggie. But let's see, there they are. So that's kind of what we're doing today, is just going to go through and pull some pieces and parts and kind of go from there. Hey, good evening time, Lamar. So, yeah, speaking of which, now if I hit the table, I don't have the camera actually move unless I actually go up here and move it myself. So, hopefully that'll make the videos a little bit nicer. I still haven't quite figured out how to get the audio to come up anymore on this. I've noticed where I went back and looked at some of the other videos, the volume is a little low, and I don't know if that has to do with an internal setting on the computer that I just haven't found or what. But so we've been trying our best to get everything taken care of the best we can on that. Because whenever I go to click on microphone and stuff like that, other than on or off, that seems to be the 2 settings that I have. So hopefully I'm a little bit louder. The microphone's actually more over top of my head than it is behind me as far as on my shoulders. So, but anyhow, so I took the top off of this just prior to starting up the video and looked inside just to see. Thankfully, I think he's let off quick enough that he didn't cause any major damage. Everything seems to be contained into the 1 4-pill section right here. We've got a resistor here that's gotten burnt, 2 over here on the combiners. So, we'll have to get those replaced, where, it's kind of fighting against everything else. But that's what happens when a transistor fails. So I know for a fact we've got this one that's bad because our tattletale resistor, it's burnt here, and our tattletale on the far end out here is burnt. So I know for a fact I've got 2 bad ones here. Since they're in the same section, I'm just going to go ahead and pull all 4 of them, and then we'll actually test those to see what kind of, see if we've got any gain, or if those are pulled really far down. So not going to be out here super late tonight, but I do want to try to get some of this pulled apart. Sadly, I have got to order transistors yet again. I don't have enough to do the repair, since this is a C box. I don't have enough of those on hand at the moment, so we'll kind of go from there. Go ahead and take the feedbacks out real quick before we go too far. Let's see, UDX 122. I know that, but I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to remember who you are, but I do know the name. I do apologize. But good evening time. Yeah, I got a couple of other boxes in here. I'm going to try to get taken apart between now and Friday, and then I'll place an order online for some transistors, and that way they'll be here next week, and we can try to get some of this other stuff out for out to the customers. I'll check those feedbacks too, make sure they don't look like they've gotten too hot or anything like that, but we'll go back and we'll check the resistance and the capacitance on those before we just stick those back in. Okay, so there's those two bad resistors. Depending on how I've got this one in there, I may just have to cut it out. Hello, Mr. Carlock. Glad to see you popped in there too. Like I said, it's been kind of a madhouse around here, trying to get personal projects done and all these repairs too. Like I said, that's the reason why, because I seem to slow way down whenever I'm doing videos. So through the week, I don't even try to make videos for the most part. Not unless I've just kind of had a slow week and not real exhausted, which thankfully the last couple of days it's not been too terribly bad at work. Plus the heat has really let off compared to what it's been. Go. I'll worry about those a little bit later. So I'm just more curious about the transistors than anything. I'm also going to check the fans because I know we did have trouble here. I think around the first of the year with the fans. Unfortunately, the fans that I had been ordering They just don't seem to be holding up overall in different things. So I've kind of switched gears and been going with a completely different kind of fan that I've been really impressed with. It's a little bit more money, but the CFM that it puts out is amazing. The only downfall to it is you do have to use a voltage regulator because they are picky about how much voltage they like. Because whenever they say 12 volts, yes, you can run them at 14, but I think 14 is just a little too rough on them because there's such a huge difference when you go up, the 2.5 volts. Like, we normally set our power supplies and stuff at. So I've been using voltage regulators for that. Set these over here out of the way. I wish I could get the old Sunon fans that I used to get. Those things were awesome. Sadly, models that we had used for many years, they have been discontinued. Get a little water for that sponge real quick. Yeah, I like my big soldering iron and I don't at the same time because it's sometimes awkward. Then I have to use it right-handed instead of left-handed, and since everything here is set up for a lefty. Hey, good evening time, Mr. Budman. Hope all is well with you and your family. Sent my buddy Cremate a message a while ago because I know it's been a while since I've seen him pop in. I don't know if he'll be in there or not. Hello, Wild Bill. I don't know if you've been hammering the DX or not, but I've been having some pretty good luck here the last couple of weeks. And granted, I'm not out there as much as I'd like to be because I've usually got it turned down and just listening to it more in the background than anything. Okay, so that one. Switch tools. Go. So after 30 years, I finally decided to order me a new set of forceps, hemostats, whatever you want to call them, nose pickers. And I really like these. These got a little bit larger finger holes in it than the old ones. So, yeah, these have been great. I should have upgraded a lot sooner, but you know, to get 30 years out of a pair of these, I think that's pretty good, or pretty close to it. I think 28 anyways out of the old ones. Well, hello, Warren. It's been a while since I've seen you pop in there too. Hope all is going good on your end. So I know in the last few years, a lot of people have been slowly kind of moving over to the TikTok site and playing with TikTok. And I've been trying to do a few videos there as well. You know, unfortunately, it's hard to do two platforms at the same time. I have done it, but, you know, I think more and more people are going that direction than they are here on YouTube. You know, I see a lot of other guys that's in the, you know, CV hobby, and seems like that's what they're doing. I don't know what your guys' thoughts are on that. Which one's still more popular for this kind of stuff? I know on my feed for TikTok, I know I get a lot more junk. You know, people trying to sell this, trying to sell that, and it's usually stuff that's like, geez, this stuff actually worked. You know, I would have seen this a long time ago. And why that one fitting so tight? There we go. All right, so we got those 4 out. Yeah, I'm thankful, at least with what I've seen so far, that Walkie-talkie actually let off the key, I think, in plenty of time. I know a lot of times if he gets to really humping on the radio, man, there's times I've seen where, you know, he's brought me amplifiers that have been just completely obliterated on the inside because, you know, he'll if he's on a good rant or whatever, he will run one of these till it produces nothing. absolutely nothing. So, this time I'm thankful he actually let off of it as quick as what he did. So, like I said, I know we got, two bad ones that are going to show up for sure, which we'll find that out together here in just a minute. No, he goes by 2 watt walkie talkie. He's actually out of Bloomington, Indiana, is where he's located at. Yeah, super good guy. If you ever get a chance to, talk to him on the airways. So I know a couple different people have similar jigs to this, and that's actually where I got the idea. Just to make life actually easier and reduce the wear and tear on the actual clips themselves, especially if you've got multiple transistors that you're checking. So, and I've even made a couple for different people as well, even before I made one for myself. Yep. That one's dead. The nice thing is the way I've got this set up, basically I'm hooking up to both ground lugs. You're always at work. Yeah, I resemble that remark there, Warren. I mean, it's been kind of nice overall because I have been on day shift for the last 18 months, so I have actually enjoyed that part of it. The only thing that I haven't enjoyed is the fact that, with the job, because I don't work the overtime, I've gotten to where I kind of miss the money. Not that I needed it, but I miss it. I make a decent wage, but some of the extras I got to wait a little longer for. Okay, double check that one again. Yep. Okay. Diode junction. Okay, so one acts as though it isn't even there. That one acts as though got diode shorted out. Okay, that one's got an HFE of 12. Let's show if it's got any leakage. Doesn't show any leakage, but that's been pulled down pretty hard. Good night, Bruce. Yeah, I know 4 a.m. comes early. Yeah, I go to bed at 5, so, or get up at 5. It's another thing too, is I've got to get my order to Mauser too. I've been waiting for like a month to order some parts from Mauser. But I've kind of had more money go out in the last 2 months than I've had come in. So that's part of the reason why some of the orders I haven't placed. And just like I finally got, after several years, I finally got guttering. I had a deal come up, so I had some local contractors come in and they put guttering on my shop. Just two small pieces, but I think that's going to make a huge difference. Okay. Diode junction. Yeah. So we got 3 bad ones. I think this one I've already checked, but we'll stick it back in there again. I think this is the one that's only got the 12 HFE. Yeah. All right, so it only showed, by the tattletales, it only showed 2 bad ones, and we've got three bad ones. So we definitely want to go ahead and put 4 in there, since that one's down to 12. I'll hold it back for him because I mean it would work in a pinch for like a 2 pill or something, but yeah, I don't want to take a chance. All right. So that tells me how many transistors I need for him. Normally I try to order extra bulk as far as that goes. But like I said, a lot of stuff has just ran out just because of how things have came up. But anyhow, I am going to get off here for the evening because I can't do anything because I'm only down to 2 transistors left on the C's. I've got plenty of the regulars, the C's. I've only got 2 left. So we're going to try to order what we need to on this go around and then bulk up on the next order. But anyways, guys, you have a great evening. Like I said, I just wanted to get in here, touch base, and let you guys know that I'm still thinking of you. Like I said, it's just we've been super, super busy. Like I said, we've got multiple boxes. We've got several over there that still need to be boxed up. That's on the shelf or that's repaired. Actually, 2 of them are done. One of them, the customer's actually going to drive over and get. The other one, I've got to get the lid, sit down, make a video for it, and it's out the door. We've got a great big box. That one's ready to go. There's another box behind it that's ready to go. So there's like 3 big boxes that we've got set up here in the shop, and I need to clean this workbench back off again. Geez. All right, guys, I appreciate it. Take care, and we will catch you on our next live feed. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe. We greatly appreciate it. We'll see you on the next video. hopefully we'll get out there this weekend and do another video. Not sure what on, but we'll try to get another live feed going on sometime this weekend. One of the other things I'll ask you guys here real quick before we close everything out. I've had a few people ask, which I know we've got Gear Baldy that's up here in Indiana. He does a weekly check-in. I didn't know if that was something that might interest you guys to see if you can possibly make it in here to my area. As far as doing any kind of a local check-in, maybe through the week or something. We figure out what would be a good time or a good day for everybody, and see if we can't turn the radio on and get some check-ins going. All right, guys. Like I said, if you would just leave some comments for me on it, I'd greatly appreciate it. Like I said, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. Check us out here on YouTube as well as Patreon. Take care, everybody. Have a great evening.